from a number of different speakers. We will be learning first from Dan Tran, who's going to talk about the Bernie campaign and kind of the post-mortem of that. Where do we go from here? Then that's going to fall, and that's very important for the rest of that speech. Just like Bernie's campaign, no, that's not true. That was not his fault, as we just saw with the DNC thing. Next, Isaiah's going to give a speech about trains and how girls have cooties. No, that's not true at all. Phoenix is going to give a speech about conscious economics. He gave me a book recommendation, which is that going to be largely a part of your speech today? What does that guy say?
Small is beautiful.
Such a good book. So he's going to be talking about that. And Trinity will close it up talking about micro activism. What is it again? Micro revolution. Micro revolution. I screwed that up.
Is that like a microbrewery?
Is that like a
No, it's an entirely new concept.
It is,
No,
absolutely.
it's a new concept.
It's like a microbrewery. It's small and tasty. And there's no Bud Light in her
First
speech.
one, all right.
But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Obviously, we'll all hang out and talk afterwards. Is there anybody here, this is their first time here? Fuck. I don't want to say bad words because there's a child. Awesome. I'm glad you came. It's totally great to see you. Again, this, yeah, absolutely. Give those people applause. We typically meet, well, let me announce what we have coming up. Maybe you're probably going to do this too.
I'll go.
You'll go and do that? Fine. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Love to all, and let's get started wherever Dan is. All right.
Hi, my name is Dan. 2 years ago, I was a typical apathetic millennial, unsure whether voting actually meant a damn. Last year, I started working on the Bernie Sanders campaign. My journey began working with Wolfpack, helping fight against Citizens United. And then I heard about the senator from Vermont running for president. I will say that even if I disagreed with Bernie on every other major issue, I knew he was still the right candidate for me because he was the only one that I could trust to help fix the campaign finance system and actually make politicians work for us and not whoever fills their pockets. I then reached out to Zach Schneider, who was director of technology for the campaign at the time, and said, I want to contribute in whatever way I can. Working on the campaign was very rewarding and eye-opening. I won't comment on the DNC or Hillary or Trump. All of the information that, about what transpired so far is already out there on the internet, so you could form your own opinions. I think for the majority of us working on the campaign, it was not about Senator Sanders winning the presidency. I think it was more about pushing forward progressive politics. So let's talk about Bernie and his progressive politics. One of the things that a lot of non-Bernie supporters get wrong is that he is an idealist or a dreamer. But what we've been sold by all of these politicians so far are ideas and dreams. Senator Sanders actually had a solid plan that says, listen, true American democracy is about empowering common, average working class people and not the corporate business interests or privileged top 1%. It's about providing free college education for all students. Universal healthcare should be available to everyone. Corporate money should not be involved in governmental actions. And the government should focus on things that help everyone, not just a few. I don't think Bernie Sanders is the dreamer. We've been sold status quo dreams by politicians all these years. And I think some of us have a hard time not recognizing the real from the dream. Bernie Sanders is real. He has been discussing the things that we need for a while. The only real impediment to achieving these goals is voter apathy. National political view does not change on its own. It needs constant sway, communication, and intervention by those who have come up with really good ideas. Voting for politicians that take these ideas to heart, believe them to be true, and will fight for them is like having a conversation. This conversation is what keeps changing perceptions of our peers in this nation that we otherwise wouldn't interact with. Local elections have very low voter turnout. We could easily put a few congressmen into office if we tried. That's what we should focus on. I'm voting locally for the first time this year. That's what Bernie did for me. It was a bit of a wake-up call. I'll end with a quote from Senator Sanders. We must remember that the struggle for our rights is not the struggle of a day or a year. It is the struggle of a lifetime. History is littered with short-sighted revolutions. So let's make it different this time. Thank you.